Bugging out with children. The challenges, the planning, the preparation. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. With everything going on in the world today, bugging out is seeming like possibly, potentially becoming more of a direction that we might be forced to head. I don't like the idea of bugging out. I like the idea of bugging in where all my supplies are, where my garden is, where I already have defensive plans set up, we're established, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way. But the fact is, there may be situations that arise where we need to bug out. Now, if this situation in the world goes big, and bombs start falling, then a lot of people should be bugging out. We've talked about that recently though. But what I want to talk about is bugging out with children. If you are bugging out with children, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot of things you need to think about and take into account. And the fact that there is bugging out in a vehicle and or bugging out on foot. Obviously bugging out on foot is the last resort, worst case scenario, because you can only take what you can carry. That's why I talk about fitness all the time. Let me talk about that for a second. Fitness is so vital, so key. You have to be able to carry the stuff you're going to need to survive. If you don't think fitness is important, well, think about how important your family's lives are. If you have to bug out and you're not able to carry anything, or if you start off with this big bag and you end up ditching everything, and then you're out somewhere without any stuff. Sobering fact that you won't survive very long if you're not fit. Like I've said before, you don't have to be a professional triathlete, but everybody has room to improve. So improve your fitness, functional fitness. It doesn't matter if you can bench press a Volkswagen or run a marathon in 3 hours, 2 hours. If you can't do functional things that you're going to be needing to do, like carry a ruck for long distances across rough terrain while you're breaking trail and land navigating, these are things you got to think about. I know it's a daunting task. So, children involved though, that makes it exponentially more difficult because they're going to be slower, they're going to slow you down, well, depending on the age, they may slow you down or not. They may be, depending on the age, more beneficial to you if you're older and you have older children, then they may be able to carry more weight than you can. Maybe they're more capable than you are. So that could be a big bonus with older children. But if you got younger children, how are you going to keep them occupied? How are you going to keep them walking for 5, 6, 8, 10 hours a day? Or are you going to have to carry them? And that's more weight you're going to have to be carrying. What about the weight involved with things to keep them busy? Keep them drawing pictures, coloring, reading, games. Also, how do you keep them quiet? If you don't keep them entertained, and if you don't give them a direction of focus for their energy, they're going to be loud. They're going to give away your position. You may not want your position given away. If it's a situation where you're bugging out because bombs are falling, okay, it's not as vital to keep your location as quiet and as not give away your location maybe. But there's a lot of situations you might be in where you don't want people to know where you are, that you are there. So those are some things to think about. Children without a focus point will be louder. How do you keep them quiet? How do you keep them entertained? This can be very challenging on foot. In a vehicle, a little bit different. But if it's a situation where you're like, oh, I'll just hand on my cell phone and they can watch videos or something like that. Okay, that's fine. Unless there's an air burst and an EMP and it knocks out all your cell phones, then what are you going to do? Oh, my vehicle has a DVD player in it. Okay, sure. Great, that might work also if your vehicle is still operational due to the EMP. But if you're in the vehicle, I'm going to assume that obviously your vehicle works, so that might be something you can do. Also, music. But music not via the radio, because the radio is not going to be playing music if we're in that situation. They're going to be talking about what's going on, and or emergency alerts and all kinds of stuff like that. Or it's going to be radio silence. Keeping them entertained is going to be a very important point. And keeping them warm, keeping them fed, meeting their basic needs. What about potty breaks? Yes, I use the word potty. I am a father of a 5-year-old. So, yes, we use the word potty a lot. Anyway, these are things that we need to be thinking about. Pre-positioning supplies in our vehicles so that if we have to get out in a timely manner, we can. Most people think about bug out bag, get home bags, food, water, shelter, all this stuff like that, which is great. You got to do that. But do you have things in your vehicles pre-staged or pre-staged in your house as part of your bug out plan that will entertain your children? That will meet all their needs? Do you need diapers? Do you need butt cream, butt paste for them? Do you need wipes? What do you need? I mean, I don't know. We're all in different situations. We're all in different areas. We all have different age children, or maybe no children. There's a lot to this thing, though, that we need to critically think about. We need to war game through the scenarios. Okay, what if this happens? What do we do then? Where does it happen? Where do we go? Bugging out, like I said, is not optimal. It is not by far the best plan. But if we're forced into it, we've got to be ready for it. And children, like I said, present some unique challenges. Keeping them quiet being one of them, if that's the situation. Also, you may want to think about more, instead of just sustainable foods that will keep like adults alive and that they'll just suck it up and eat because they have to, like ration bars and peanut butter. That's one of my favorite combinations, because you have the ration bar, the calories, which has fat and carbs mostly, and maybe a little bit of protein, and then you have the peanut butter, which is protein and fats. So you got protein, fats, and carbs. It'll keep you alive, and you can spread the peanut butter on the ration bars, maybe taste a little bit better, stuff like that. But children may not be okay with that. This is part of the training and teaching now, though. Teaching children that sometimes you don't always get what you want. That's part of being a parent. So that part is very important. That's something you can do now. It's something you can do yesterday. And teaching them that they're not entitled. Nobody owes them anything. So that they're not complaining as much. Because complaining will just add stress to you. You're already going to be a stressful situation. So maybe having granola bars. Maybe having, I don't know, whatever your kids like to eat. Some cheese sticks. Bananas are one of my kids' favorites. But they also like peanut butter, so that's a bonus. Warmth also is very important. If you're on foot, a lot of children's footwear is not built or made for long-term keeping them warm in the outdoors, because they don't assume that children are going to be in the outdoors for extended periods of time. So what I recommend is, like I recently scored at Goodwill, a set of Columbia snow boots that are, waterproof, about that tall, and then they're just like snow boot the rest, that are about at least two sizes too large for my little one, that I figured she'd be wearing next winter, but she loves them so much she's wearing them around now. But extra sizes large so that I can slip on her some of my merino wool socks. Yeah, they go all the way up past her knees, but hey, that'll help keep her legs warm too, right? Think about things like this. You got to keep them warm, because complaining equals stress, you got enough stress to deal with. A lot of these things you can mitigate. Fleece beanies, warm layers for them. And empower them. Have them help you build a bug out bag for themselves. Whether or not they're going to end up carrying it or not. With some toys in it maybe. Some snacks that they like in it. Keep it really, really lightweight if they're younger children though. Because the odds are they may carry it for a while, but you'll end up carrying it. So, and you maybe end up carrying it and them. And your bag. Ounces equal pounds, pounds equal pain. Don't put a bunch of junk in your bug out bag. What I like to do is whenever I'm putting together a new bag, I will assemble the bag and then I will put it on, walk around a little bit, and then I'll realize, hey, let's pare this down a little bit. And then you pull everything out, you look through it, you pare it down. And then set it off to the side for a little bit, for a day or two. And then come back in, open it up again. What else can I take out? What else do I absolutely not need? Needs, not wants, not comfort, survival. That's the key to bugging out and bug out bags, is only the things that will keep you alive. Children, maybe some of those things that will keep them comfortable also. But bugging out with children would be very difficult. Bugging out in general is very difficult. If you're in a vehicle, way better. But it depends on the vehicle. What do you have? Do you have a Prius that can't carry anything at all? Or do you have a 1-ton long bed quad cab truck like I do? They can fit a lot of stuff. I can carry months of food in the back of that truck, and water, and shelter, and still have plenty of room in the cab, and room for me to lay a sheet of plywood over the stuff in the bed with the shell on, and then sleeping pads, and sleep in the back under cover of all this glorious rain we got going on here. So think about that. Tailor your bug out plan to where you live. And don't forget, if you have children, make sure you got that squared away. Anyway, I love you guys. I want to empower and uplift you guys and really make a difference. That's my main goal. Please subscribe, hit the like button, comment below, share the videos, ring the notification bell, all those things that help us out also. That's greatly appreciated. But stay positive, have a healthy mental outlook. I love you and have a wonderful day. Blessings to you and yours.